Good afternoon. My name is Larry. I am with Larry's Political Point of View. And today's topic, which is my first topic on this YouTube channel, is dealing with South America and our borders. There are topics that we're going to talk about that are very important that I think will help take care of the southern border problems. But we have to learn how to deal with them. Some of them are going to be hard. Some of them are easy fixes. This topic is important because we're dealing with the 2024 election against Biden and Trump. I'm going to be talking about both sides. I'm an independent, and I think it's important that we talk about each subject. And there'll be many more on this channel as we get up to 2024 election. I hope that you watch this channel to learn, to grow, and to change some of our minds. And some of them we need to listen to other people. That's the thing that we're missing now in this country. We're so far divided that we don't listen to each other anymore. And I hope that this channel is a place that you can come and learn and grow and get the important issues and dealing with them. Some of them, like I said, it's not going to be easy. Some of them are going to be hard. Some will be easy. But we have to be able to talk about them, and our regular media will not talk about them. For an example, on March 2nd, 2024, we just had a 8th community meeting of the Latin America and Cuban community. The United States did not appear in it. Now, Biden did meet with them a couple years ago, but he did not talk about the important things that were needed to be discussed, that should be discussed. Drugs is a huge problem, and the kidnappings, and the drug tell, and the control that they have them. The other meetings that the United States did attend to was the G20 in Brazil on February 22nd of this year. They talked about the climate control problems that we have. They talked about the Hungary. They talked about Ukraine and the supporting that they can use. Our climate issues was the main topic. But here's the problem. Yes, the rainforest is very important to everyone. It's a part of our survival. But you're not dealing with the issues either. You're not talking about the drugs that are pouring across our country and how we can fix it. Putting up a wall on our southern border is very important to do. And the new technology that we have access to, we got to work together as a party. There was a bill that was passed that both independents, Republican and Democrats, worked together on to pass this bill. It was a very good bill. It has its weakness, but it also has its strength, like most bills do. Trump ixnayed it because he wanted to use it for a political gain in his 2024 run. He should stand by it, and if he does get in as president, he can build up on it. When two people gets together of two different parties and they come up with agreement, then it should be able to be passed. No one should be able to hold it up. And I think that's part of the rules or laws that we need to pass, that when two parties get together and they come together, it automatically is to be passed in the Congress and the Senate, and it goes to the president's desk. Yes, I do believe that the president should sign it, but if he doesn't like about something that he can fix and work out later, he can veto it. Yes, that's part of the balance and checks. But in this bill, it gave our National Guards and our military and our border agents, ICE, more leverage to close the border. Gave the president a period of time to close the border down when we have a bunch of people coming in this country. It's just not a Latin American people that are coming across this country. We have Ukrainians that are coming across, believe it or not. We have Cubans. We have Haiti that is having a horrible time right now. We don't talk about that near enough. They're fighting for their freedom. They're taken over by gangs and drug lords in that country. And their neighboring country, Caribbeans, are screaming that they need help. But yet you don't hear about this conversation at all in our local media. The southern border needs to be secured. But here's the tough part. I remember when I was in the 80s, when I was in junior high school, we invaded Panama. The president at the time was corrupt, and he was involved in drugs. He's now here in the United States and been in prison for 25 to 27 years. President Reagan ordered that, and we played loud music and everything to get him to surrender. We have good politicians in South America that are trying to fight the crime, but we also have ones that are corrupt. Unfortunately, that's the ball game of the issue. But how do we deal with the problem? Yes, you can put up a fence and you can put all this technology, but we have family members, we all do, that has dealt with the drug problem, overdose, or been on drugs, that come across that border. Fentanyl is the top one right now that's coming across the border. But I'm here to tell you, that is not going to be the last drug to come across that border. The reason why they do this massive drugs is to make money. There's the lords, drug cartel lords, are just greedy people. There are MS-13 that we needed help to deal with. And we need to attend to these meetings, Latin American meetings that I mentioned earlier, so they can process things and become good people, learn different traits. These poor countries need to have our help. That's our region is South America. We need to be helping. We have all these meetings that we have in Europe. And we always talk in the local medias about it, but we never ever hear what's going on in South America or any other parts of that country. We go online and you're not always going to get the truth. In fact, a lot of it's misleading. You can listen, if you know how to speak Spanish, you can listen to the Spanish channels and stuff. But when you do, all of a sudden you start hearing the problems of the kidnappings and the killings and fighting over territory. We need to do the following things. I'm going to show you something. A lot of you know that this is the United States. This is South America, just about our border where they coming in through. And I'm telling you, even Chinese and Asian people and other people around this world come across this border, even Ukrainians. This is also South America. The reason why I showed this so that you kind of get a grasp of the territory that we don't talk about ever. Here lately, the Ukraine talked about how desperate they need and whatnot. But did we talk about the problems in Haiti? Did we talk about the problems in Paraguay they're dealing with right now? Brazil, Argentina has a high rate interest rate, but they're also having a drug problem. We have to be able to work together as a whole nation And all these countries need to get together. We have the G20. Why don't we have meetings with the South Americans and presidents? President Biden did, but again, did not talk about the drug problems that I'm aware of at all. We need to do what we did in the 80s. And we need to help like countries like Colombia and how they turn things around. That people are more freer than they were in the 80s. This is the hard part. A lot of Americans don't like this. But we have to do it. And yes, we're going to have to send military in. And yes, we're going to have to do our parts. But Mexico has got to do its part. And the rest of the country has to do its part. And then we have to go in and we have to put to bed the cartels. We have to stop the drug flow. We have to give the farmers a chance to learn how to grow their own crops and not drugs, cocaine leaves. All that has to be dealt with. We have to show them and teach them different methods. We have to form a union, and we have to be able to go in as a team, as a united countries, allies, and go into these countries that we need to take on the drug cartel and stop the corruption. And I'm sure that every single country would be happy and the people would be more freer. Venezuela is suffering so much right now, and we're not doing a thing to give them a helping hand. We send millions upon billions of dollars in Europe and Ukraine situation, which is very important, but we don't send a dime to Haiti, to Venezuela, to Mexico. We don't do the things that needs to be done to stop the drug flow. I'm sick and tired of Americans dying from drug overdose. It's got to be this way to deal with the problem. You have to do it. It will curb it so much that we will not be losing our own American lives in this situation. We have and we need to do something. There are people that are already across this border. They're just wanting to work. We need to allow them in. Anyone that has a felony record or in the last 5 years cannot come across this border. We need to get everyone a second chance. And they prove themselves, and they absolutely want to come here to work, to provide for their money, and to send back home. We all have had family members that came to this country for that simple reason, to have a better life. And we all need to remember that. Every single one of them. What I need to say at the end of this discussion is that President Trump, you need to be ashamed of yourself for what you did. The Republican Party needs to wake up and realize that the changes that you're doing is only hurting everyone. You got to be able to put the party together. Rhinos are just another Republican Party that is a part of it, that we all need to work together. Democrats, Republicans, left or right, doesn't matter. When we do pass a bill that is for everyone, it's a step forward. By putting pause to it, you don't give a damn about American people and how many of them died. You really don't. It's all about you. And what I'm saying, and I'm going to put this to the end. Democrats, you're just as bad. You don't do the necessary things. Yes, we're going to have to be tough. We have to work together, and we have to go into these countries to set things straight. We're going to lose loved ones. I get that. It's a hard decision to make. It's a hard pill to swallow. But I'm also tired of all these Americans stuck on drugs and dying. That's my thoughts. This is Larry with Biblical Point of View. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thank you very much.